Hi everybody, Senator Steve Drazkowski here, and we heard the latest update in the saga of you being defrauded of hundreds of millions of dollars here in the state of Minnesota. The Feeding Our Future program, the second set of indictees and charged individuals came to us yesterday. Now, if you'll remember, in the first set of 50 indictees here in the state of Minnesota, $250 million was swiped and stolen from the people of Minnesota. It was supposed to be intended to feed kids. Nearly not a dime of it was spent on kids, but instead spent on things like luxury automobiles, spent on vacation homes, spent on jewelry, spent on real estate, some of it in other countries. And this was spent by the people who defrauded you and I. So what we learned yesterday actually showed some new categories. We learned that the money was used to purchase and have delivered an aircraft to another continent. In addition to that, some of the money was used to buy a laundromat to launder the money from the fraud. These are the types of things that we learned yesterday. Now, if you add it up, we're over $300 million of your money pulled out from your wallets and taken by people, while, by the way, being handled by the Minnesota Department of Education. The Minnesota Department of Education, the department that is supposed to have a fiduciary responsibility for our money, that is supposed to report according to the law. There are two different places in the law that requires the department, when they detect fraud, to report it to the Office of the Legislative Auditor. Neither one of those statutes were followed. The Legislative Auditor didn't find out until we did. And at the same time, the government acknowledges they knew about this fraud before. By the way, there's criminal statutes in place that say if a state government agency gives out money after they know there's fraud, they are criminally liable. It's in statute. No one yet in the Minnesota Department of Education has even been arrested or interviewed, as far as we know. Governor Walz and Attorney General Ellison are sitting on their hands while Minnesota continues to get fleeced. Okay, so this is really bad stuff. So what can you do? I've been chasing down this fraud for the last year or more and continue to let people know about what's going on. What you can do is this. There are a number of legislators, many legislators in our state, who are doing nothing. A large number of them are in communities that this fraud is going on in. Minneapolis, St. Paul, we heard Faribault, Eagan, and other communities in our state are areas where people who are committing this fraud are living. There are more of them. Wherever your legislator lives, contact them and let them know it is their job, it is my job, it is your job, it is all of our jobs to combat this fraud and hold people accountable. This is the people's money. It is our joint fiduciary responsibility to make sure we do our job. Please contact your legislator. We need more help in this fight so that we can get to the bottom of it and stop this waste of your money.